Well, wow, here we are at the end of week 3. What we want to do today is we want to review everything we've talked about, and I strongly suggest that you go back through the study pages, that you use your computorial and study everything that we've covered so far. The first week we looked at the market, finding out what the market really is. We know that the market is, the purpose of the market is to find that place where, in price, where there's an equal disagreement on value and an agreement on price. We know that if we understand that part of the market, we can eliminate a lot of things like oversold, overbought concept, bullish consensus, bearish consensus, many money management products, and we know that the way to win in the market is to simply believe and follow the Holy Grail. And the Holy Grail is simply the 5 words, want what the market wants. To want what the market wants, what we have to do then is we have to give up our own dispositions, our own preferences, and go with the market. To do that, we have to understand the market. And the best way to understand the market is using the new science of chaos, fractal geometry, nonlinear dynamics, which also includes information theory, cybernetics, and holography. All of those are big fancy words for saying one thing. Chaos simply means new information. And in any structure, in any chaos, there's always an underlying structure. And any energy, anything in the earth, anything in the universe, always follows the path of least resistance. So what we have to do is make winning in the market the path of least resistance for you and for me. To do that, we need to understand that the path of least resistance is determined by the always underlying and the usually unseen structure. And the third principle from the science of chaos is that this underlying unseen structure can be discovered, and very importantly, it can be changed. So that means that we also can change our own underlying structure. And that indicates we can change our belief systems. And as we said in week 2, when you change your belief systems, you change the way you trade and you change the way you live. Then in the second week, we spent almost the entire second week looking at the science of chaos, looking at how we organize new incoming information. The fact that we're taught from day 1 to organize it into past categories, which are also belief systems. We also know that nobody trades the market. We all trade our own individual belief systems. So if we want to change our results, it's much more efficient and much more profitable to change our belief systems than to change our way of trading the market or our system of trading the market. In that respect, remember that the day 2 of week 2 was the most important day of the entire course, and that was how do you handle new information. The way we're taught is to massage it, distort it so it fits into our old categories and our old belief systems so that we literally only see what we believe in. We don't see what we don't believe in. Now we can change that. We can change that by allowing the new incoming information to organize itself. But to do that creates risk because we don't know how it's going to turn out. What we need to do then is to realize that risk brings us the joy in life. If there were no risk, there would be no joy. Look at what happens on the movie screens where there's always risk there. There's usually risk and love and sex all tied together because they are tied together. And there's a great deal of similarity, which we'll talk about in the psychological part, between the way that you handle your money and also the way you handle your sex. But that's weeks down the road. Then in this week, what we did is we looked at the alligator. We want to get a good idea this week of how the alligator is constructed, the fact that you're seeing on the screen the balance line on 3 different time frames. Those balance lines, remember, are where the price would be if there were no new incoming information. So when the alligator is sleeping, it simply means that there's no new incoming information coming into the market. The only thing that will move the market is new incoming information. If there were no new incoming information, the market would never move. So there has to be new incoming information before the market will move. What we want to do is we want to see that new incoming information before it changes the price. So next week, we're going to be looking at the momentum, which changes before price does. We call next week tomorrow's Wall Street Journal. We call the week after that the day after tomorrow's Wall Street Journal. And Justine and Tracy are going to take you through the AO and the AC. Now, this is your 3rd weekend. This is your 3rd date with your inner trader. And hopefully the past 2 weekends you've done something different, you've done something new, and I hope you're beginning to see how all of this ties in. That the new incoming information, by allowing chaos into our life, by doing something we don't plan, something we do by ourselves, and something maybe even a little foolish, like giving away a $10 bill or a $20 bill, adds to this way of living. And this way of living permeates not only your trading, because you trade what you believe. We would trade our belief systems, and we're changing our belief systems. So this weekend date with your it and the 3 pages that you write every morning are the keys that unlock this new personality that's inside of you that's trying to get out. So have yourself a great weekend. We'll try to do the same. We'll be back with you next week where we'll look at the fractal. We'll see you then. Enjoy your life.